It was a crisp autumn evening in Maplewood, a small town tucked between endless stretches of farmland and pine forests. The kind of place where everybody seemed to know everybody, where doors were often left unlocked, and neighbors waved from their porches at sunset. But behind that sense of safety, Maplewood carried secrets, like any town. And in October of 2016, the town would be shaken to its core when 25-year-old Shantel Morris vanished without a trace. Shantel was the kind of young woman people remembered for her smile. She worked part-time at the local diner, saving money while attending community college. Her dream was to transfer to a larger university one day, maybe study psychology. Her mother described her as the kind of person who'd give you her last dollar if she thought you needed it. She was close with her small circle of friends. Chief among them was Rachel Dunbar, a woman Shantel had known since middle school. They were inseparable growing up, and even as adults, their bond seemed unbreakable. But bonds built on trust can hide cracks, and in time, those cracks can shatter lives. Friday, October 14th, 2016, Shantel had just finished her shift at the diner, laughing with a co-worker as she untied her apron and stuffed it into her bag. She had plans that night. A simple get-together at Rachel's small rental house on the edge of town. It wasn't unusual. The two often spent evenings together watching movies, catching up, or talking about life over cheap wine. Security cameras captured Shantel leaving work just before 10 p.m. She got into her faded blue Honda Civic and drove off. That was the last confirmed sighting of her alive. Her mother expected her home later that night, but wasn't worried when she didn't hear from her immediately. Shantel was an adult, after all, and sometimes stayed the night at Rachel's. But when Saturday morning came, and Shantel didn't call or show up, concern set in. By Saturday evening, her family reported her missing. The town mobilized quickly. Volunteers gathered, search parties formed, and flyers with Shantel's photo, her long curly hair framing her warm face, were taped to lampposts and shop windows. The Maplewood police began their investigation. They questioned co-workers, friends, and family. Naturally, attention turned to Rachel. After all, she was the last person known to see Shantel. Rachel's story was simple. Yes, she came over that night. We hung out for a while, watched a movie, and then she left around midnight. I haven't seen her since. It sounded plausible, but something about her delivery raised eyebrows. Detectives canvassed the area, checking traffic and surveillance cameras. Shantel's car was nowhere to be found. It was as if both she and her Civic had vanished into thin air. Meanwhile, Rachel appeared shaken, attending candlelight vigils and helping post flyers. To outsiders, she looked like a devastated friend. But those who knew Rachel well whispered about her tendency to envy Shantel. The way she resented Shantel's easy charm, her ability to connect with people. One of Shantel's co-workers told police that the two women had argued recently. No one knew the details, but it was clear tension had been brewing. Still, there was no evidence tying Rachel to the disappearance. The case took strange turns. A truck driver reported seeing a young woman matching Shantel's description, walking along a highway miles away. Another tip suggested she had been spotted at a bus station heading toward Chicago. Police chased every lead, but each one collapsed. The family's hope wavered with every false sighting. Shantel's mother stood before news cameras, her voice breaking. "Please, whoever has my daughter, please bring her home." Weeks turned into months. The leaves fell, snow came, and Maplewood settled uneasily into winter. Then, in January, hunters stumbled upon a chilling discovery in the woods outside town. A discarded cell phone, cracked and covered in dirt. It was Shantel's. The phone's last activity showed a call attempted just after midnight on the night she vanished. Dialed but never connected. The intended recipient? Her mother. The location data placed her near the very woods where the phone was found. And when investigators checked the phone's background apps, they discovered something strange. The last GPS ping placed her not far from Rachel's house. Detectives brought Rachel back in for questioning. This time, they pressed harder. Rachel insisted her story hadn't changed. Shantel left her house around midnight, she said. She didn't know why her phone would have pinged near her neighborhood. But police noticed inconsistencies. Rachel claimed Shantel had left driving her car, yet no neighbors recalled seeing headlights leaving Rachel's driveway that night. Then came the kicker. Investigators obtained security footage from a gas station less than a mile from Rachel's home. At 12:30 a.m., just 30 minutes after Shantel supposedly left, a blue Honda Civic, identical to Shantel's, was caught on camera. Behind the wheel wasn't Shantel. It was Rachel. When confronted, Rachel's composure cracked. She claimed Shantel had been drunk, so she drove the car to help her out. But if that were true, where was Shantel? The walls were closing in. February 2017, 4 months after the disappearance, a local farmer discovered an abandoned car concealed by brush on the edge of his property. It was the missing Honda Civic. Inside were strands of Shantel's hair, a bloodstain on the passenger seat, and most damning, Rachel's fingerprints smeared across the dashboard. Rachel was arrested the same day. The town erupted. To think the best friend, the grieving face at vigils, had been at the center of it all was unthinkable. During interrogation, Rachel finally broke. Tears streamed down her face as she admitted. The two had fought that night. Shantel planned to move out of Maplewood to attend university in another state. Rachel, terrified of losing her closest companion, snapped. But Rachel's confession came with a chilling twist. She refused to reveal where Shantel's body was. The trial began in the fall of 2017. Prosecutors painted Rachel as a jealous, manipulative friend who couldn't bear to see Shantel chase her dreams. The defense argued it was a tragic accident, not murder. The jury didn't buy it. Rachel was convicted of second-degree murder and sentenced to 40 years in prison. The courtroom gasped when the verdict was read. Shantel's mother wept openly, clutching a photo of her daughter. Justice had been served, but closure remained elusive. To this day, Shantel's body has never been found. Rachel sits in prison now. Years later, her silence unbroken. She knows where Shantel is, but refuses to speak. For Maplewood, the wound remains open. Every search that turns up empty, every anniversary vigil, every unanswered question deepens the mystery. And yet, perhaps the greatest question is not where Shantel lies, but whether she ever suspected that the person she trusted most would be the one to betray her. Shantel's story reminds us of the dangers hidden in plain sight, that sometimes evil doesn't come from strangers, but from those we let closest to our hearts. Do you think Rachel will ever reveal the truth? And if she does, will Maplewood finally find peace? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.